Today, we're cracking open Thinking Fast and Slow by the brilliant Daniel Kahneman. It's a book that basically reveals that you've got these two characters living inside your head. One is fast and impulsive, the other is slow and logical, and they are constantly battling for control over your decisions.
So to really get this, we're not going to start with some dry theory. Nope. We're going to kick things off with a little puzzle. This is going to give you a front row seat to your own mind in action. All right, have a look at this. A bat and a ball cost $1.10 total. Here's the key part. The bat costs exactly $1 more than the ball. So how much does the ball cost? An answer probably just jumped right into your head, right? Just hang on to that for a sec. Okay, let me guess. The answer that popped into your head was 10 cents, wasn't it? If so, don't worry, you're in some very smart company. More than half of the students at elite schools like Harvard, MIT, and Princeton gave that exact same intuitive answer. But here's the thing. That super easy, super intuitive answer, it's wrong. Think about it for a second. If the ball is 10 cents and the bat is a whole dollar more, then the bat would be $1.10. Add them up and you get $1.20. Oops. The correct answer is actually 5 cents. So what the heck is going on here? Why do so many smart people trip over this? Well, according to Kahneman, that little mental stumble you just experienced, it pulls back the curtain on this incredible drama that's always playing out inside our heads. It's a story with two main characters. So let's meet our two characters, System 1 and System 2. Think of System 1 as the hero of the story. It's fast, it's automatic, it's your gut instinct, and it is always on. And then you've got System 2. It's kind of the lazy controller. It's slow, it's deliberate, and it needs to put in some real effort to do any heavy mental lifting. All right, check this out. Try this little test. Your automatic System 1 is just screaming the word left at you. But the task asks you to do something different, right? To name the position or the case. You feel that little bit of mental friction, that strain? That's the feeling of your two systems literally fighting for control. So let's dive a little deeper into System 1. Kahneman actually calls it the hero of the book, and for good reason. It's the secret author of so many of our day-to-day choices and judgments. I mean, just think about all the stuff you do without really thinking about it. Solving 2 plus 2, easy. Understanding a simple sentence, or finishing the phrase bread and butter, right? See, these are the amazing automatic tricks of System 1. They're a mix of things we're born with and skills we've practiced so much they become second nature. Okay, here's another great example. Read this little description of a guy named Steve. Now be honest, your System 1 immediately conjured up an image of a librarian, didn't it? I mean, the description fits the stereotype to a T, and System 1 absolutely loves to make these quick calls based on what feels familiar. But here's the catch. In its rush to find a match, System 1 completely ignores a super important piece of data. There are actually more than 20 times as many male farmers as there are male librarians, so statistically, it's way more likely that Steve is a farmer. Now, this isn't just a bug, it's a feature. System 1 uses these mental shortcuts, psychologists call them heuristics, because honestly, they're incredibly efficient, and they're usually right. But that reliance on shortcuts leads to some very predictable mistakes, or biases. And this right here shows one of the most important things about System 1. You literally can't switch it off. Just look at these two lines. Your brain, without any effort, instantly tells you the bottom one is longer. But here's what's so wild. Even if you took out a ruler and measured them and proved to yourself that they are the exact same length, your System 1 would still see the bottom line as longer. Your logical brain, your System 2, knows the truth, but it can't shut off that automatic perception. It's a powerful, powerful cognitive illusion. Okay, so now let's flip the script and talk about our other character, System 2. This is the conscious, reasoning self that we think of as me. It's kind of like the supporting actor who thinks it's the star of the show, but frankly, is often pretty reluctant to even get on stage. All right, quick mental math challenge for you. What's 17 times 24? And no, you can't use your phone. Just try it in your head. You feel that? That mental clenching, that intense focus? Your pupils are probably even dilating right now. That feeling is your deliberate, effortful System 2 grinding away. And that kind of hard mental work, well, it costs a lot of energy. Which brings us to this really cool idea called ego depletion. The basic idea is that both hard thinking and self-control pull from the exact same limited tank of mental fuel. So if you use it all up on one thing, you've got less in the tank for whatever comes next.
And research shows this in such a relatable way. You take a group of people and you occupy their system too, like you make them memorize a long string of numbers. Then, you offer them a choice between a tempting slice of chocolate cake and a healthy fruit salad. Guess what happens? Overwhelmingly, they pick the cake. Why? Because when System 2 is busy, the impulsive, sweet-toothed System 1 gets to call the shots.
And this brings us full circle, right back to that bat and ball puzzle from the beginning. See, the reason most of us get it wrong isn't because we're not smart enough. It's because our lazy System 2 just doesn't bother to spend that tiny little bit of effort it would take to double-check the fast, intuitive, and totally wrong answer that System 1 served up.
Okay, so we've met the two characters in our head, and we kind of see their flawed partnership. The big question is, how can we actually use this knowledge to make better decisions in our own lives?
You know, Kahneman's big hope is to give us a better vocabulary for talking about thinking. By learning the names for these common mental glitches, like biases and heuristics, we can get way better at spotting them, usually in other people first, but eventually in ourselves too. So here's a really simple, practical framework you can start using today. First step, just recognize that initial gut reaction for what it is. It's just a suggestion from System 1. Then, step 2. Ask yourself a simple question. Are the stakes for this decision high enough to justify waking up my lazy System 2 and making it actually do the work to check the facts? And really, that's the big question this whole idea leaves you with. Now that you know about this fast-acting hero and the lazy controller that live in your mind, the choice is yours. When are you going to trust your gut? And when are you going to hit the brakes, slow down, and really, truly think?